morning or afternoon, wherever you may be. Thank you for joining us today. Today, we are being joined by our founder and chief executive, Jim Kastner. Jim is going to share his insights on the current environment, as well as what Unisource is doing to help companies through the current pandemic and after the pandemic has ceases to exist. Jim, take it away.
Thank you, Rick, and thank you everybody for joining us today. For those of you who don't know us, a little background. Unisource Solutions was established in 1987. We provide one of the most comprehensive packages of self-performed bundled services and product solutions in the industry. Our products and services are designed specifically to help our customers create, outfit, manage, and measure truly inspiring workplaces nationally. Some of our services include workplace strategy, workplace design, workplace analytics, made-to-order product applications, moves, adds, and changes, change management, and quantifiable performance measurements. But more than anything, we are in the confidence business. Our team of professionals have the knowledge, the experience, and resources available to them to enable our customers to realize their vision on time, on budget, with little or no oversight. I'm very passionate about workplace services because done right, it bridges the gap between the strategic and the tactical. Done right, it's the right experience at the right time, at the right cost, and it enables organizations and individuals to achieve their goals and objectives. Unisource offers a very comprehensive package of tactical and professional services as part of our overall workplace services package. And it includes, but not limited to, workplace design, occupancy analytics, ergonomics, change management, moves, adds, and changes, custom product applications, acoustics, and the ability to measure employee satisfaction levels and engagement levels. So it's a full package with kind of one source of accountability as it relates to workplace services. Well, no doubt, the pace of change in the office with the advent of COVID-19 has been really evident. I mean, we're really seeing a shift now in the way that offices are being used. And over the next 6 months, we're predicting a few things. We're predicting that headquarters are going to be primarily used for social gatherings and collaboration with teams. They're going to be used for customer presentations. They're going to be used for training and also as executive centers. They're going to be a hub of activity as it relates to collaboration. On the regional basis, we see more regional offices outside the headquarters, and these regional offices are going to be located where people currently live. These regional offices are not going to be as large, obviously, but they're going to be upgraded facilities with some custom amenities that really entice people to get out of their homes and into an office environment that is close to them. We also see a lot of remote activity going to continue, particularly after this largest case study we've done in our history with working from home. But the remote activity working from home is really going to be driven by activities, and there are activities that the end users are really looking at in terms of their preference. I mean, they may want to do things at home if it's just some really head-down work, so they're going to have some flexibility to do stuff. That remote work is going to be done primarily as it relates to the activities and how end users want to do it. We are also seeing today as a really renewed focus on how people are handling employee wellness, really getting a better idea on the types of activities that they're doing, and trying to predict the occupancy levels both at the regional, remote, and headquarters office. And the real big thing that we're seeing right now that everyone is focusing on is building the confidence levels of employees to really come back to the office environment and getting to a place where they feel comfortable collaborating with their people. Let's look at the data a little bit. IFMA reported before the event of COVID-19, only 9% of the people out there were using their home office 5 days a week. a relatively very low number. With the advent of COVID, we saw that number jump to over 70% overnight. And if you think about it, I mean, our ability really to respond and adapt as quickly as we did is really, truly remarkable. But the numbers in the past really show us that work from home and remote wasn't something that was being done on a regular basis. The Gensler did some research that really, I think, tells a story about kind of where we're going as it relates to the office. They're saying that 12% of the people out there really just are the only amount that want to work from home. So, what this tells us is that people want to collaborate, but they want to collaborate face-to-face. So a lot of organizations require face-to-face collaboration in order to be successful. So I think if you think about it, the office is not going away. We're going to have headquarters, we're going to have regional. The office isn't changing. The office isn't going away, but it is absolutely changing. The reality is today, an overwhelming number of the people, those are in their study, is saying in excess of 70% want to spend a majority of their time in the office. With that, service providers and facility managers need to really make sure they understand the expectations and the requirements of the individuals that are going to be working in the office, because this is going to be the critical part of delivering a successful experience in line with the objectives, both the objectives of the individuals, the objectives of the departments, and the overall business objectives. The one thing you can count on, the workplace of the future is going to be fluid. And workplace services' ability to painlessly adapt to planned and unplanned events is going to be how success is defined in the names of the end users that work in the facilities that we're in right now. So make no mistake, employee expectations are changing. And today, it's more important now than ever to be aligned with a workplace service provider that really understands both your employee requirements, your department requirements, your business objectives, is fully aligned with all those objectives, as well as a good handle on the trends that are going on in your particular industry. And to be able to understand these on a company-wide basis is important, but a service provider providing workplace services needs to be able to understand this not only on a company-wide basis, but needs to understand it on a depart level basis and on an individuals in each of these departments, because there's going to change in regard to how their facilities are going to react based on the activities that each of those are doing. Today, I think we've all agreed that workplace services includes the home office. And satisfaction levels as we see it are going to be driven by a few things. It's going to be driven by staying connected and communicating with the people that are working remotely, making sure that the products that they have in their facility, in their house, support the activities that they're doing, as well as the technology to support those activities, and ensuring ergonomically the people that are working at home are really taken care of. The other thing that we find is, as it relates on the service side in terms of workplace services, is when you're providing services to people at home, it is critically important that these services are performed reliably and very consistently, so they know that they're just not out there by themselves on a little island. So what we're seeing today is the hybrid workplaces are definitely here to stay. We're seeing today that the managers and the employees are getting more and more comfortable with spending time away from primary offices, and they're starting to understand the importance of getting this thing right. Because getting this thing right, people understand that it's going to absolutely put them at a competitive advantage if they can get their people aligned, their space aligned, and their service provider aligned with all the objectives. Are going to be in a much better space to adapt to all the industry requirements and things that are going out there. The reality of workplace services today is fragmented, it's unaligned, it's inflexible. People are collecting an awful lot of data, but we're finding that the data is a little messy and it's in the wrong hands of the people. It's not getting into the people's hands that really, really need it. Our workplace service solutions really incorporates workplace services into a holistic process across a broad range of services based on specific customer requirements. It is a customized application that is very broad, and that adapts as you adapt. From a customer perspective, you see this really as an incredible opportunity to reset how you design, outfit, manage, and measure your space. In terms of opportunity, McKinsey recently came out with a study that said they're predicting opportunity to reduce real estate costs by managing your space a little bit differently, up to 30%, which is a substantial number for most organizations. And what we are seeing with our customers currently is this is not the time to sit on the sidelines. Now the time is to engage with the service provider, engage with your employees, really take a hard look at your processes and test and try some new concepts. The positive reflection of your brand is critically important. Every service touch point is a direct reflection of that. So the service touch points need to be very consistent. They need to be responsive, and they need to be completely in line. Your service provider and the level of services that they provide have to be in line with your values and your culture. One of the things that we have found is when you do that and you pay a little bit of positive attention to people, whether they're working in a headquartered environment, a regional environment, or remotely at home, a little bit of positive attention has a really dramatic impact on end user satisfaction, end user engagement, end user productivity, and overall company employee retention levels. So unlocking potential. Align yourself with a true service partner. A true service partner is an industry expert that can help you put together a roadmap with purpose as it relates to your culture, your business objectives. And a service provider that, particularly in today's environment, that has exceptional change management abilities. But we believe very strongly that analytics are the keys to meeting objectives. Some of the solutions that we have as it relates to building workplace analytics really focus on a few things. It's actionable data. We get that data remotely in the hands of the people that need it. And some of the things that we're monitoring right now with some of our customers are activity levels by office type, overall occupancy levels, density by office, spend trends, and a real good look at work order activity and how work orders are being managed and where most of the time is being spent. It's good information and allows you at some point to really start being able to look at trends, predict the future, and come up with strategies not only to increase service levels but to reduce costs. It's real important to know that one size does not fit all. And really what you need to take, and what we take, is a programmatic approach to workplace management services. And it starts a couple different ways. The first thing that we want to do is we want to get a deep understanding of your existing conditions and a deep understanding of your goals and objectives. From that, we develop an action plan, quite simply to fill those gaps in the amount of time that meets your objectives. We also take a very hard look at your existing assets to make sure that all the assets you have currently are maximized absolutely to its finest. Because you're redoing your space and rethinking your process doesn't mean you need to go out and buy a whole lot of new stuff if you do this right. And as part of that, we put together an end-to-end solution that encompasses, that is very specific and customized to our customer specific needs. And that end-to-end solution is put into a playbook that lets you implement exactly what's going on and communicate it internally. Measuring effectiveness. Qualifying performance is really in our DNA. And really what we want to do, and it drives from our technology platform, is we want to measure what's important to you. And when we measure what's important to you, we learn as we go, and we can make adjustments as we go. So really what we're talking about when you're measuring stuff effectively is success over time by course correction. And sometimes the small course corrections can have the most dramatic effect on cost, performance, and satisfaction levels. There's one thing that we have learned as an organization is we've done this before and we really understand workplace services. I mean, we have the knowledge, we have the know-how, and we have the resources to solve the workplace services puzzle. The key is that with the right service provider and the right program and the right resources, we really have the ability to put your mind at ease and change how you're doing things as you go forward in the future.